Hey, this is C&D channel. I'm Chris. This is Dave, and this is MMA for you. We're gonna be doing our predictions for Bellator 63, which is gonna happen this Friday on MTV2. Um, Today is the 27th or 28th.
28.
28th. So on March 30th then. Okay. This show is gonna have the welterweight tournament, which looks really interesting. Um, you got a lot of people who are first timers to the Bellator tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You got guys cutting from middleweight, going down to welterweight to be in this tournament. You got guys like Lozano and Saunders and Baker that have seen the tournaments. But you also got a lot of new guys in this tournament as well. Some guys whose first fight will be who will have their first fight in Bellator. So yeah, you got anything to say, Dave?
No, this is a very exciting, the car, and then the fact is, with a lot of disagreement,
Oh,
you know. But what's also interesting? That's a show I always want to see.
yeah.
You know what show is that?
Oh, what is it, man? What are you talking about, man?
That's a show that our audience should watch right after this.
Yeah, man. It's a show where we will discredit champions by discrediting the fighters that they have fought. It's I guess it's kind of trolling 101 in a way because a lot of people do this and it's kind of ridiculous and people will not stop doing this.
Now we
Apparently.
should show you how not logical it is.
Yep. So yeah, make sure to check out that show, man. Guys
Alright.
or guys. Okay.
Or girls, man.
Or girls, yeah.
Or girls.
Okay. Okay, yeah, let's get right to it. Just to tell you, man, a lot of these fights, like a lot of like the lightweight tournament the other week, this tournament. I mean, really, it can go either way. There's avenues for either fighter to win. Really tough. Man, this is really tough to call, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think this fight card is very very difficult to pick on. I mean,
Yeah, the main card, yeah.
yeah, it's definitely something you gotta watch out over with.
Cool, man. Let's get started. We got Kyle the Psycho Amoussou versus Chris Lozano.
Why in the beginning we have a difference? I pick Chris,
You got Lozano, heavy-handed Chris Lozano. I got the Psycho, man.
cause you are psycho.
I'm not Psycho, man. You know what? I like Amoussou. He has really good kicks. I mean, the guy has a savate and a judo background. You watch like the first round of like the Alvey fight, takes him down, immediately goes to mount. Of course he got turned over, which kind of sucked. But he's always been a good fighter. His stand up's good. His takedown ability is really strong as well. And like I said, really good kicker.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mhm.
It's such a good fighter. But man, Chris, all right, 92 regular, 7 KO and TKO, 1 sub.
Mm.
Really heavy handed. Gotta watch with his hand. You know, definitely have enough for knockout power.
Mhm.
Good stand out. Personally, he's the type of the guy I'm looking for to win this fight because your guys are so inconsistent and the fight IQ is. I doubted it. His fight IQ. I don't know, man.
That's he is kind of inconsistent. Like even right now, he's kind of trading wins and losses. He's losing. Honestly, I don't really see how he lost to Sam Alvey. Like he has lost to guys that really he probably shouldn't have lost to be honest.
I
But
mean,
otherwise, when he's on it, dude, he's on it, man.
but when you have a guy who is as good as like him, the problem with inconsistent is very scary. Who knows what's gonna happen?
yeah.
And facing a guy who is pretty solid. I mean, Chris, he is solid, man. Not
look,
you, but
yeah.
this Chris.
Yeah, man. No, I like Lozano, and he got really far. I mean, he's been doing well in these tournaments. He beat guys like Weedman. He did get knocked out by Lima, of course, but Lima's Lima.
Nimas.
But he's a good fighter, and he's rapidly improving as well. But You know what? I'm just gonna go with Amoussou here. It can go either way.
Alright, alright.
Okay, next right after that we have Killer B, Ben Saunders versus Raul Amaya. I got Killer B, man. This guy was in the finals in the last tournament. He got knocked out by Lima, but like we said before, Lima's Lima. He's really good. Saunders though, tall and lanky guy, brutal knees, man. This guy's knees have like adam. I've actually asked him because he goes on Bloody Elbow, and I commented and asked him, "Hey, are your knees made of adamantium?" And he suggested that they are.
Whoa.
Yeah. But no, besides that, he does have some strong kickboxing. Really an improved guy since the UFC. If you watch the Luis Santos fight, he's this very good variations of rubber guard. I mean, he'd punch through the hole. He'd have rubber guard, and through the hole that'd make, he'd punch him. um, his top game's getting a lot better too. Jeez, I forgot who he fought before that, but he has some suffocating top control when he wants to do it. Always attacks with like Kimuras or Americanas, and he trains on American Top Team. I like Ben Saunders to win this one.
I like Ben. I like the fact that he used rubber guard. I love rubber guard. I think it's amazing that he can fight throughout the rubber guard. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed with his knee. I'm impressed with his kickboxing. But man, I gotta tell you, I like Raw, better.
Raul, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, listen me out. This guy's 9-0, undefeated regular. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But look at his regular 4 KO TKO, and fight submission. This guy's a finisher, but not just that. He is well rounded, because I suggest he's well rounded because 4-5,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you find him with a well-rounded guy, not one-dimensional,
Mm-hmm.
anything can happen. That's
Yeah.
what just my suggestion. Anything can happen. Ben is a great fighter, but you're facing the person who can who they defend both ways. So it's gonna be a long fight. Not gonna be easy.
Yeah, man. Cool, man. Well, next right after that, then we got David Rickels versus Jordan Smith.
Jordan Smith.
David Rickels, man.
Jordan Smith, man.
Speaking of undefeated, 9-0 undefeated fighters.
Stop copying me, dude.
Rickels is 9-0 undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
His grappling's really good. If you see his Bellator fights, his scrambling ability's really good.
Okay.
But also, this guy's been winning by triangle choke of all things, and he's still really young too. I've been impressed with what I saw from Rickels in previous Bellator fights. I think he'll take this one.
Well, I like Smith again. Fundamental. Smith have a good fundamental. 17-2-1 regular, 7 KO TKO, 7 submission. That again suggests that he's well-rounded guy.
Mm-hmm.
2-5, win streak.
Mm-hmm.
The guy has to fight a lot of great people, and he is very well-rounded, and that is something you should consider all the time.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good. His notable wins are like Karl Parisian, Gustavo Machado, Nick Rossborough. He's he fought like Larkin. He's got some good wins. But Rickels, like I said, I've been watching this guy in Bellator, in the prelims, and he keeps getting better and better. His ground game is excellent. It's not like all he has is triangle chokes. He's won by like armbar and whatnot. So yeah,
definitely a good submission guy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go with Rickels to win this one.
Okay.
Okay. Next, right after that, we have Bryan the Beast Baker versus Carlos Pereira.
Bryan the Beast.
With the Beast.
Yeah.
You know what? I was kind of tackling this one.
Dude, this is tough. He has a heavy-handed. It's hard to say what's gonna happen. The guy's a 8 KO TKO 3 submission. It's still young, 26 years old.
Mm-hmm. One thing that concerns me, it is his first cut to welterweight. It's not a huge concern. to be honest. I like Pereira though. And I've been going back and forth with this fight too because I like what I see from Baker. You know, you watch his fight with Jared Hess.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you just he didn't like that great against Vitor Viana, of course. And just some of the other fights. You know, his Joe Riggs fight. You know, he looks good. But with Pereira, 33-9-1 record. 22 of those wins are by KO or TKO. Trains at Nova União too. You know, it's hard to pick against the Nova União guys these days. They are doing really well. I gotta go with Pereira. He's a lot of experience. I mean, this guy has over 40 fights. You know?
I understand now, but Baker, man, he's a hot topic right there. You know, it's a hot, it's a next hot thing. I mean, the guy's well rounded. They got a good offensive standout. You know, defense wise, yeah, he got some hole in there, but you know, overall he's pretty damn strong.
Yeah, he is, but yeah, we'll see, man. I'll go with Pereira to win this one, though, man.
Alright, let's see.
Okay, on to the prelims then. We got the crushing Russian Mariana Kayfetz versus Muna Holland.
Mona Holland, dude. I don't know. I know everybody's talking about this girl, you know,
She's
all
hot.
that, but you know, yeah, you know, of course, the hot girls get attraction, but all I say is, sorry, people, I have a little bit cough going on. No, all I say is this girl has no base.
That's true, you know. I mean, she was just
She's a beautiful reporter.
she wasn't a reporter. I think she was like a producer or
A
something.
producer, yeah.
Or something like that.
Something like that, you know.
It's something with TV, with television.
But you know, that doesn't mean anything. She loves to fight and she's willing to come in, show people that she got it. So, I mean, I admire her all the way. You know, but the thing is, my girl here, she has a poor boxing background, dude. Yeah, one TKO, the TKO and 2 decisions. It's not easy, man.
Yeah. I like Kayfetz here. You know, I've been watching a lot of her fights. I've pretty much seen all her fights in XFC, especially in XFC. You know, her stand-up's improving. You know, I remember she has good triangle chokes, of course. She actually showed some of her wrestling in her, not in her last fight, the fight before that. She's just kind of improving in all aspects of MMA. She doesn't really have like a base. I think she might actually have like Taekwondo or something like that. Cause she does I've seen her use like spinning back fists and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
But like as far as like Muay Thai or like more the MMA, you know, like the well-known MMA bases, I don't think she I don't think she has one. I could be wrong here. But you know, she trains at American Top Team. And she's really improving. I gotta go with Mariana Kayfetz, the crushing Russian, to win this one.
Alright, I'm just saying that my girl has a poor boxing background. She has proven that she has a TKO power, and she also do well on, you know, decision because people, we judge must see something, you know, right. So I don't know.
Okay, well, next fight after that, we got Dan Kramer versus Jeff Nader.
Dan Kramer, dude.
Yeah, you know, Nader actually beat Kramer, and actually that was Dan Kramer's most recent fight. The thing is, though, like Kramer is pretty much winning in the scorecards up until that TKO in the third round. Kramer trains American Top Team. He does have some pretty strong wrestling. Beat guys like Josh Salmon and Matt Arroyo. Yeah, he was an Ultimate Fighter veteran. He's actually a pretty solid fighter. He's not much of a finisher, but he's a good fighter. I expect him to win this one.
Me too.
Yeah. Next right after that, we have Andrei Koreshkov versus Taiwan Howard.
What do you got?
Koreshkov, man. This guy was on Bloody Elbow scouting report. I think he may even be like number 1 in the scouting report, and if not that, like he is pretty high up there. The kid's only 21 years old, man.
Well, that's a lot of potential.
Yeah, 8-0 undefeated record.
That's a big record for 21 years old to keep.
Yeah, serious, man. And a total finisher.
Total finisher, 5 KO, TKO, and 3 submission. I mean, what do you want for this young 21 years old kid?
Never been past the second round. And with Taiwan Howard too, it's like 9-8 record. He's 37.
What kind of record? I mean, you take it out record. Just compare record wise, you feel
he has as many losses as Krishkov has wins. I mean, yeah, you gotta go with Krishkov.
Gotta go. Yeah.
Okay, next right after that we have Matt Bissett versus Saul Almeida.
Saul Almeida, dude.
Yeah, I'll go with Saul Almeida here too. 12-1 record, trains with Team Nogueira. He's only 20. He's so young, man.
Yeah, all these people are young.
Yeah, 22. 2 wins by sub, 10 wins by decision. So he's not the biggest finisher, but he can still win on the scorecards.
Five winning streak. I mean, I imagine this is gonna be a 6.
Yeah, cool. Next right after that, we have some heavyweights. As Parker Porter is gonna fight Randy Smith.
I want to say with this particular fight, it's tough to pick because with a heavyweight, anything can happen. One punch can change everything.
True. Well, with that being said, I got Parker Porter winning this one.
What? I thought you picked Randy Smith. Randy Smith, man.
Nah, I like Porter here. His only losses are to UFC champ John Jones, Gabriel Gonzaga, and I think it's John Salinas Jones, who was he fought in Strikeforce actually, Salinas Jones. So I gotta go with Parker Porter.
But he's trading win and losses though.
True, but your guy's got a 14-10-1 record.
Well, 7 KO or TKO.
Yeah. So I kind of worry about that because it shows that Smith has definitely got some power and stand up.
Then he also has the 2 submissions, same as you.
Okay. So I guess you have Randy Smith then.
Absolutely, Randy, go.
Next right after that's Ryan Quinn versus Mark Stevens.
Mark Stevens, I mean.
Yeah, I'll go with Stevens. Honestly, the fact of the matter is, I'm just gonna say is, I don't know much about Ryan Quinn. He's coming off a loss to Ricardo Funk. Mark Stevens, he was on The Ultimate Fighter. He had some good wrestling. I saw him got his leg mangled by John Cholas, but Cholas was awesome.
Yeah.
So he seemed like he was a pretty good fighter. Of course he got submitted all the time.
14-6 regular, 6 KO, TKO, 3 submission, 2 fight win streak. It's a good record.
Yeah, he's good. And finally, we got 2 guys making the pro MMA. Their pro MMA bouts. Pete Rogers, he can fight Brandon Fleming.
Brandon Fleming.
Yeah, I don't know much about these guys, but I gotta go with Fleming. I mean, kid's only 21, but he does have a 5-0 amateur record.
Hey, that's good when you don't know what's going on. That's good.
So, to recap, with Karl Amoussou versus Chris Lozano, I have Amoussou.
I have a Chris. I think Chris gonna win.
I'm gonna win, apparently.
Maybe not you, but.
Okay, Raul Amaya versus Ben Saunders.
Amaya.
I got Saunders. Okay, David Rickels fights Jordan Smith.
Smith, just watch out with his well-rounded.
And I got David Rickels. And then Brian Baker's gonna fight Carlos Pereira.
I mean, you kind of said Brian Baker just for the fact that he's heavy-handed and he's been very, very talked about.
Yep, and I got Carlos Pereira. Okay, on to the prelims. Mariana Kayfetz fights Mina Holland. Yeah, I got Mariana, the crushing Russian Kayfetz.
No pace.
Okay. Dan Kramer fights Jeff Nader.
Dan Kramer.
Yeah, Dan Kramer for both. Andrei Krishkov fights Taiwan Howard.
Andre gonna win.
Yep. So Saul Almeida fights Matt Bessett.
Almeida.
Yep, Almeida. Parker Porter fights Randy Smith.
Randy Smith, dude.
I got Parker Porter.
I'm gonna one punch KO you.
Ryan Quinn fights Mark Stevens.
Well, Mark Stevens.
And finally, Pete Rogers versus Brandon Fleming.
Flaming on
Yeah.
fire.
Fleming. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it for our predictions for Bellator 63. If you have any comments, just leave them below. Got anything to say, Dave?
Well, just keep a support with us and leave comments and tell us what kind of show you would like us to do. You know, share this in the Facebook for your friend who is interested to want to watch like a MMA prediction. We try to call this community. We kind of hit a wall. I mean, there's an invisible wall. I don't know how to explain this community. So help us out.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's pretty much for MMA for you. Thank you guys very much.